Hi everyone, this is Carol from Practical Mystic. Today I want to talk about different mystics, and I also want to talk about different tarot readers. As far as I know, there are three types of mystics, and one is the ascetic mystic, and those are the ones that usually live in the monastic setting, cloisters. They adhere to a strict, usually religion, philosophy of life that they follow. It is a very pure way of living, detached from the world, and they are usually vegetarians and celibate. Saint Teresa of Avila certainly would fall under that category. A lot of the Catholic saints would fall under that category. Then there is the ecstatic mystics, and a perfect example of those would be the whirling dervishers. And what they do is they reach a very high level of vibration through a trance state, and the whirling motion is also like a trance state for them, and their vibration is lifted and they are in ecstasy. Again, Saint Teresa of Avila would also fall under that category because she was able to reach such a high level of vibration that she was known to levitate in her room. So those of you who want to know a little bit more about Saint Teresa of Avila, she has written the book Internal Castle. She's also written other books, Teresa of Avila, her mystical writings, and Carolyn Mays has made her quite popular with her book, Entering the Interior Castle. And basically what these two books are about is achieving a state of knowing the step by step, and there are 7 from what Carolyn Mays talks about, the step by step entering into our personal areas of our life, and they are symbolic of different floors or different levels of the castle, where we are learning about our connection to God, our soul. A beautiful way to say it, I will read this from Saint Teresa of Avila. I began to think of the soul as it were a castle made of a single diamond. So if you're interested in that, you may want to look up these books. Talking about saints and mystics, today you may want to tune in to Patsy from Two Pats Tarot, because she just did a walkthrough of saints and mystics reading cards by Andreas, I think I wrote his name down here, Ingracio. And she did a wonderful walkthrough. She shows you the different saints and mystics. If you're interested in that, please see her video. She just put it up today. That's Patsy from Two, Pats, plural, Tarot. All right, now, there is also the practical mystic. And the practical mystic is one who lives by a philosophy of life, one who incorporates spirituality with practicality. And let's use the word practicality as being psychologically. So the practical mystic says, I want to take what mysticism or my connection outside this world, bring it into a psychological way of presenting it and applying it. So the practical mystic is kind of the humanitarian occultist, if you will. I've also heard it say it is time for the practical mystic because we are coming out of the Piscean age, which is mysticism, and we are going into the Aquarian age, which is humanitarian, the practicality, and blending them together. All right, now let's go to the different tarot readers, which I think are fascinating. Like everything else, None of us are under the osprey of being one type of tarot reader, and we are all blends of what we're going to discuss here today. There are 5 that I've experienced and know about. There is the interpreter, that is the tarot reader who is kind of logical, looks at the cards, whether they're pip cards or cards with pictures, kind of forms a little story and relates that to her client and can shift that story around to make a better result, improve the result, if you will. And it's very analytical, matter of fact, down to earth way of doing tarot reading. Then there is the teacher. They love to teach as they're doing readings. So they look at the cards, they look at their client, they tend to ask more questions than give answers to. And what they do is they say, okay, this is what I see, and this is how I can teach you to help yourself. So you don't have to come back to me all the time. And it's like the old adage, teach someone to fish instead of you fish for them and feed them at one time. I don't know exactly, but you get the picture. So that is the teacher as a tarot reader. Then you have the healer. Now the healer is someone who is the empath, the nurturer, the fixer, the one that wants to help. The healer tarot reader is one that's been there, done that. Usually they have undergone a great amount of adversity, hardship, and pain in their life, and they become a tarot reader now in order to help assist and heal others. The healer tarot practitioner has to be very careful because sometimes they get so involved and so empathic and so sensitive that it's hard for them to detach and not walk away from doing a reading without having some residue. So it's so important for the healer tarot reader to be very grounded and to know when to kind of sever ties and detach themselves from being responsible, from wanting to help so much with that sensitivity and that love in their heart. Then there is the mystic, and the mystic is those that we just talked about, but it goes a step further. The mystic has gone to what is called the unknown, the mystical side, and has tapped into the mysteries, the occult, and brought that into the tarot reading and gives that influence of them identifying with their higher selves, their greater selves. And then there is the alchemists, which are few and far between tarot readers, because the alchemist is all of those, which is the analytical interpreter, it is the teacher, it is the healer, it is the mystic, and the alchemist blends all those together in his or her tarot readings. And of course it is a profound way of being able to use all these ways, these gifts, these tendencies, and do a tarot reading. Now, it is my experience that we are a blend of each, but we tend to be in a category more so of the ones that I've just explained here. And I think a lot of that has to do with our personality selves, our sun signs, our rising signs. I think the water signs tend to be more of the healers and the mystics. The earth signs are the healers and the alchemists as well. And the air signs tend to be the teachers and also the interpreters. They are more analytical. But then again, you got to look at the rising sign and all the departments of astrology, blend those in. But those are basically the 5 types of tarot readers. So we'll leave it there. I welcome your comments. Make sure if you're interested in the saints and the mystics, view Patsy's video today, that walkthrough of those cards. Thanks everyone for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Bye for now.